Hello again, guys, for another video. Sorry for the late uploads. Just have, honestly, pure laziness. No excuse whatsoever. Just not really wanting to put the effort into voicing over the energy it takes, even though it's not that much energy at all. Anyways, this is my leg day that I am recording right now. My warm-ups for my leg extensions was, I think I did 175 pounds, I believe. Maybe 170. Not quite sure. But my warm-ups did change a little bit. Now I'm warming up with one full plate first, instead of the quarter plate that I usually do. Just because I'm getting stronger and stronger, and so there's not that much use in terms of doing much lighter weights because my quads are much stronger. So I won't really get pumped up from that type of stuff. Anyways, this is a 10 for my last warm-up of 10, I believe. Nothing crazy here, And I also have been involved in watching this show, not Instagram show, Hulu show called We Are Who We Are. By the way, I think I might have a bald spot, but anyways, got really invested in that show. Super interesting, man. The characters, I don't know, I was really obsessed with the two main characters, Frasier and Caitlin. And their relationships to each other. I don't know, just really hooked me in. But the show is very weird, though, because the family dynamics are extremely weird and, in my opinion, very inappropriate. But it's just such a weird show that I try to understand, and it's really underrated, too. Not a lot of people are talking about it. But yeah, and the two main characters, Frasier and Caitlin. And I've never seen that actor for Caitlin before. This is the only movie/show that I've ever seen her in. So yeah, but really invested in them. And a lot of people say, because I've seen a couple reviews of them, couple reviews for the show, or just comments talking about the show whenever I would look at some compilations. That would say that the two main characters were platonic the entire time. And yes, they were platonic in the sense of not ever doing anything sexual. There was no physical, sexual, intimacy between each other. But I was definitely getting hints the entire time of them being interested in a romantic relationship with one another. And the main thing is due to their first reactions of each other. In every single episode, there was always a long staring scene, or a couple of scenes of them just staring at each other, them just looking into each other's eyes. For me, that implies a lot more of a romantic interest. But then again, that just might be me and my experience. But I don't know. I just felt the entire time they were just slowly getting to know one another. And the reason why they never pulled the trigger on being together in the show was because of the two main characters trying to find out what they like in terms of sexual orientation, trying to find out who they actually are. Because if you guys don't know, this is going to be some spoilers. But the main character, the male main character, Frasier, is trying to figure out if he's actually gay or not. And it goes through multiple episodes of him being interested in a soldier in the show and trying to see if maybe he would pursue him in some sort of way, which didn't pan out. He got extremely uncomfortable in a situation with the soldier. And then at the end of the very last episode, he was kissing a boy, and he realized that he wasn't really interested in boys at all. He was under a false impression, and I think it was simply because his parents were gay. And so because of that, he had the upbringings of being an extremely feminine man. And so because of that, and by the way, the parents were gay lesbians, and because they were extremely feminine, he became extremely feminine. And then because in our society, feminine men are usually seen as gay, that's, well, the logical thing that he came up with. Oh, I'm a super girly, air quotations, girly in air quotations, I'm seen as a super girly, aka feminine man, so I must be gay. And so he goes through this whole little arc of him realizing, maybe not, probably not. And then you switch over to Harper's character. And this is a girl who's deciding whether or not she wants to actually be a man in terms of transsexual thing. And so that story was interesting too. She shaved off all her hair, would constantly do makeup to make itself look like she had a beard, and just a lot of different things. And then also she was also pretty sexually promiscuous, kissing a lot of guys, kissing a lot of girls. And so she was just really finding out what the heck she wanted to do, what the heck she was. And then during the last episode, she realizes, I don't think I actually want to be a man, biologically, I mean. I think I'm just a masculine female. And it's the exact opposite thing of Frasier's perspective, because they're both the opposites of what the norm is. Frasier is a very feminine man, and Harper really desires being super masculine. And so at the end of the day, they find out that, hey, I can be a feminine man, and then Harper realizes that she can be a masculine female. And I think that's why they were so drawn to each other, because they were both in this big character arc. They were both in this big shift in their personalities, and they were helping each other shift their personalities. And so at the end, when Frasier, at the end of the episode, realizes that he could have a very good chance at showing Harper, or Caitlin, the most beautiful place on earth, he brought her there. And I think it's because he realized, and she also realized much earlier in the episode, that their platonic, air quotations as well, platonic relationship was actually just an underlying romantic one. But they never pulled the trigger on it because they thought they were someone else. They thought that they had to be what people said they had to be. In their cases, there's no way that they could date each other. There's no way that they could kiss each other and stuff like that, because of other people telling them that, hey, no, you're a pretty feminine guy, you're a girly man, you must like guys. And then for her family pushes her to be a super feminine woman, when in reality she isn't. And so when they both realize this, that they've been told these things, they actually decide to do what the heck they want to do. And so because of that, they got together. Because they realized that the only people that have really been with them, really been interested in their character development and just always hanging around each other, and I think actually do love each other, was them. And so henceforth you get the kissing scene, which was really wholesome. A really wholesome ending for a really weird show, in a really weirdly inappropriate, what do you call it? Sexually promiscuous show. Because there's a lot of characters in there that are cheating back and forth. Very uncomfortable to watch firsthand. The first time watching it, I was very uncomfortable throughout the whole thing. But just very, very interesting, though. Very, very interesting. And yeah, so, then it ended with a very wholesome part of them realizing their love for one another. Very interesting. I would say definitely go and watch. Definitely, I hold it in very much of a high regard as I do with Reservation Dogs. It reminds me of that, but just a lot more adult, an adult version, or just a toned down Euphoria. That's another comparison I can put for it. But very interesting show. And I'm sorry, guys, that I didn't talk too much about working out or the workout today. Just really wanted to talk about what you call it. I really wanted to talk about geez, I'm losing words. Really want to talk about the show because it's been in my mind for multiple days, and I finished it like 3 days ago. So, yeah. Anyways, you guys saw my workout: hamstring curls, leg extensions, did some calves in the background.